podcast land. I'm so happy to be with you today. My name is Glassell, and my podcast that you have opened up, joined, or stumbled onto is called Gems. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I really have so many incredible ideas and thoughts and salutations and invitations for you all. It's sometimes hard to get them all out in 10 minutes. So today, one of the things I'd like to speak about is making it through tumultuous times. What is it that you need to be to take yourself through the end of the world? No, I mean, I'm being a little sarcastic, but when there is a financial downturn and there are ebbs and flows in our economy, when the down times come, what is it that takes you through? Yes, you absolutely need to know that you can go through it. So there's an inner confidence, and there's the building of that inner confidence. Whatever it takes, whatever education you need to educate yourself, do it now. Do it now. Don't hesitate. Don't stop. Don't even stop to pick up the, in Monopoly, it's like, that card, those two cards in the middle, the chance. Don't pick up a chance card. Do not, pass go. Do not stop. Rather, don't stop, pass go, and just keep going, because the world as we know it is changing. 2020 is coming upon us, and all of us who have been asking for a greater world, a more sustainable world, and now we're looking at really being in the most climactic of times, with governments exploding and warring, and people, half the population doesn't care about anyone else but themselves and how much money they make. And then the other half of the population is just trying to find food, for goodness sake. And then the other, not half, because obviously I'm not correct with statistics, and then there's a whole different population that's completely enslaved. I mean, I'm chairing a fundraiser to stop human trafficking and the global crisis. 41 million people currently are in human slavery of some kind. So there's a lot going on this planet. And then there's always, who are we? What are we today? And what is it that creates a life of joy and ease for us in our daily lives, and as being part of this global community and being part of someone who cares about the earth, who cares about the pollution that seems to be pouring into our oceans. And again, I want to bring you to where it all begins, which is valuing you. No matter what we all dream about and desire for the planet and for our grandchildren, we must begin with valuing us. So let me ask you today, are you willing to acknowledge how smart you are? And I paused for a minute because I had a conversation with a friend who was willing to be vulnerable enough with me, and I know they're incredibly smart. And it took me a few minutes to get them to recognize that. And when they recognized and they said out of their mouth, wow, I'm actually smarter than 99% of the people around me in this particular area, there was this big sort of energetic gulp. And then I perceived them wanting to retract. And I was like, okay, what is it going to take? What am I able to say that keeps this person acknowledging their brilliance and not being embarrassed about it? And then out of her mouth comes, I'm so embarrassed to be that smart. And I'm like, okay, what is it that causes us embarrassment to acknowledge that we are smarter, or we're stronger, or we're more aware, or we're more capable, or we have an advantage? How come that has been put in such a negative category? And today, let me ask you, would you be willing to change that? Even if just 5-10%, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all those entrained points of view? It's like that crappy be humble is like, and that's the greatest thing ever. Well, let me tell you, if you do the research on the word humble and you go back to like the Hebraic and the Arabic and the Greek, it's a lot different than what is being preached these days. Not to rag against the religious powers that be, It's just that words have been misconstrued. Words have been misidentified. I do not really believe we as a conglomerate who are looking for how to create a better world, looking for how to stand up and be the leaders we are, I truly don't believe that we are to be doormats. This is not how to be a leader. Now, you do not need to take power over. That's completely unnecessary. So the balance and the dance is, where do we stand up and lead? Where do we have an advantage over others? And if we are sure we are working towards the greater good, then why wouldn't you be willing to take advantage of any situation and manipulate it for the greater good? So I'm particularly using punch words that people avoid. They avoid the word manipulation. They avoid the word taking advantage. They avoid the word I'm greater than. They avoid the word arrogant. They avoid the word snob. Okay, guys, it's time to fuck that shit. Take a look at what it really means and get out of your own pity party, get out of pathetico and be like, damn, okay, if I'm going to make enemies, I'm going to make enemies. If people aren't going to like me, people aren't going to like me. But I know that my heart wants a greater reality. So if I have to say A, B, and C, and I'm going to be thought arrogant, well, so be it. So everything that doesn't allow you to be willing to step up and step on toes for the greater good and a greater possibility and a greater tomorrow, will you now choose that? This is what I'm asking you to. And if you have any hesitation, where were you that, when were you that, and how were you that, and pock and pot all that shit, okay? Everything that stands in the way of you being the leader you truly came here to be, or else just like, just die and let there be more air for those of us who are doing our best, I mean, what are you doing here? Have you committed to your life? Have you committed to creating something greater on this planet? Or are you just slurping around Slurpees and just like, I mean, what are you doing with your life? And this is a little bit of a strong talk, and if you don't like it, oh well. This is the direction of my desire to inspire the leaders of tomorrow, the leaders of today, and those who will be listening to this, hopefully, many years from now. Where are you? What are you? When are you? And are you willing to change whatever needs to change? Why and how change? By making a choice. I'm not asking you to like cut your hair. I'm not asking you to go to a psychiatrist. I'm asking you to take a look at, what's the plan here? For what reason did you choose to be on planet Earth at this time when there is a global crisis in almost every state in the United States and in every country in the world? There is crisis all around. So for what reason did you come? If it was to preach religion, well then go freaking preach it and don't stop. If it's to encourage and inspire women, start. If it's to encourage and inspire men, start. Whatever it is, don't hesitate, just begin. No matter what, begin. And you know how you begin? You get out of bed, you make your own bed, and you ask a question. Who am I today, and what grand and glorious adventure is in store for me, and where can I put my energy today that's going to create a greater future? Yes, all of this, all of the change that we desire to happen on this planet can start with a question, because a question opens a door to more choices, to more possibilities, to contributions. How can you be the contribution to yourself and to others around you today? You can be and do that. You may not be able to fund, an exploration into the ocean to clean it up. We've got billionaires to do that. How cool is that? But you can ask the question and you can talk about how cool that is and what can you be and do. You can start a Facebook page. You can go to I don't know what you can do, but you can do stuff for not a lot of money, depending on where you live. I mean, there's so many people who are interested in creating change. Just be a part of a group, join a Facebook group that's free. Join some organization that you like. Put your energy into something outside of you and keep your energy into your future, because when you begin to see that there are a lot of others who are worse off than you, it's really inspiring to know that you are not as fucked up as you think you are, or not as fucked up as you'd like to be. So let's get out of pathetic woman and man. Let's get out of pathetic young person, pathetic old person. Let's choose something different. How about it, guys? Love ya. Let's go on this wild ride. We're going into season 3. I almost said season 4. I almost jumped a whole season. We're going to start doing seasons, which I think is a really cool idea. A friend of mine suggested it. And we're going to do seasons of themes. And for me, it's really amazing because like now, from this summer, so much has changed for my life, and I'm going into a big season of change. And I'll share with you guys what I'm going through and inspire you to make different choices. And let's do this thing. Let's rock this world, and let's create a better space for all of us and our children. Okay, guys? So hope to hear from you. Please, please, please check me out on Facebook. Come join a group. Come be a part of this movement to create a greater reality, starting with you first. What do you require? What do you desire? And let's get you acknowledging you today. So, bye for now.